All right, so this morning we're going to change out some bulbs. This is an 1156 bulb. And I'm going to swap it over. It's a cornering light for the this car. I'll tell you, it was way ahead of its time. I mean, I know Lincoln and a couple others had them, but this thing's got 4 reverse lights. It's got cornering lights in the front. Now, notice that on these LEDs, they're polarity sensitive, right? So if I put this in one direction, it doesn't light. You go, oh man, I got a bad bulb. Take it out, flip it around, put it back in. Now it works great, right? So these are polarity sensitive. So positive has to go to positive, where the older 194 bulb, the filament bulb, you can put that in either direction, and it'll work just fine. But all these LEDs are not. I'm going to try to trim this real quick. So there we go. I had to trim a little bit out of that. There we go. So now you can see a lot brighter. There we go. Once again, right? I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but works this direction. Won't work that direction, all right? So, now these bulbs might not be the greatest bulbs. There's a little lip right there, and so and it wouldn't fit into the socket correctly. So, see, once again, nothing. All right. So once again, that's what it looks like. A little bit brighter. Pulling a little less amperage. Little tight. This is their canister purge cylinder. Now this is a 2057 bulb, amber. So it should light up yellow, and there should be 2 filaments. So let's see how that looks. A little warm. See, now there's enough load, so I can either change the flasher from more of a relay on-off, like a flasher made for trailer lights, or leave the filament bulb in, because right now the flasher is a bimetal spring. So as the current runs through it, it heats up, opens up, shuts the bulb off, cools back down, closes back up, and then turns back on. So that's how that works, is a bimetal uh, uh, spring steel, basically, right? Last thing we're going to do is change out these fog light bulbs. Now I am leaving these bulbs the same. These are 880s. One of them was burned out on the one side, and I'm just going to replace it as a pair, so I don't have to come back later. Now on these halogen bulbs, you've got to be very careful not to touch that glass. The oil in your fingers will actually cause that bulb to burn out prematurely. So, let's see. There we go. That works. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that back in. So there's that, right? And then, so all lit up, front end, it's going to look something like this. So we've got our new LED in, got to change the flasher, and we've got our new fog light. And we have our LEDs on the side, so. Now this bulb, obviously way easier to get to. So we'll pull that out. We'll take our LED, put a little dielectric grease on the bottom. These only go in one way, right? Short and long. And that works. Put this back in its socket. A little twist. There's that. Now this bulb's broken, which is the reason why I got the new fog lights in the first place. Once again, make sure that you don't touch that glass. Right? Burn it out prematurely. Put that back in its hole. sure that weather strip is sitting down there, right? So there's the fog light, the turn signal. All right, so that's all the lights on the front. We'll go ahead and we'll do the back at another point in time, but I wanted to make sure that I got all this done while the hood was off and everything was easy. Thanks, YouTube. So this is the flasher for the turn signal. It's I can't fit in there with the camera, so this is the best I can do. It's up beside the computer, and you can barely get to it. It's on a metal strap on one of the little rails in there, and it's all you can do to go up inside there, pull it out of the rail, flip it, and then get it back in. So that's the original bimetal mechanical one. We're going to put in an electronic one and see if we can't get the LEDs to blink. All right, so I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully you can at least see that. So I put in the electronic. I took out the mechanical flasher, put in an electronic flasher, and now it'll blink because it's not based off of the load of those light bulbs, right? So there's the inside of that socket. All that dielectric grease has gotten hard, and you can barely see the terminals inside there, so I'll have to clean that up before I can put that bulb in. So I cleaned up that socket as best I could. You can see, hopefully you can see that there's a lot more metal tying now. And so I put the rear lights in, and what I did was, to get to the outer bulbs, I went up between the quarter panel and the bumper and came in this way. And to get to the inner bulbs, I took out the reverse lights and got in that way. And then of course the reverse lights had to come out without the license plate. The tag light came out without the license plate. So all this gets done without the license plate, and the two outside ones, they get done from underneath. Right? So I just got to wait on a flasher that should be coming, and then then everything should work good. Thanks. So I just wanted to show you the difference between the LED and the filament bulb. The filament bulb is much yellower. I'm not really sure which one's brighter, but I mean, there's the LED, there's the filament. So it all depends on which side of the car you're standing on, which side you think is brighter. It's definitely one's white and one's yellow, but Hopefully they draw a little less power and work better. So these are the 906 bulbs. The way this comes out of there, it just kind of folds out. So the front of the car fits in the slots, right? Front of the car just goes, these slots just fall in and then they push in, right? So to get it out, you just put a small screwdriver, pull it this way, pull the slots out, and they're in. So I just wanted to show you this. This is the back of the door panel. There's a Phillips head screw here and a Phillips head screw here. Take those two Phillips head screws out, and there's a hinge on the back side of this, and then you pull that out. All right, so that just pops out like that. Then once we do that, we're just going to go in here carefully. Once again, this plastic's like 40 years old, right? I'm going to try to pull this out. That hinge. Here it goes. It's a little bit harder trying to do it in front of a camera, but the other side's on a hinge. Open that door. Pop the light bulb out. Pop the new light bulb in, try to center it so the LEDs are facing outward. Clean this out real quick. Probably could have done that before I put the bulb in. I'm going to take it over to the car real quick. I'm going to put that, and we're just going to squeeze it. Boom, now that's back in. There's the switch, all right? Switch is right here, all right? So when you have the door closed and you want the light on, push that button and it turns it on and off, right? Otherwise, when the door opens, it also comes on and off. I'm going to take it over to the car real quick, make sure it lights, make sure I put the bulb in the right way because they are polarity sensitive. So that did light up. I'm going to put a little bit of dielectric grease in here. We'll put it back together. So we're going to take these ears and put them in here. Then these Phillips head screws will go through these holes. All right, the last light bulb we're going to replace is this little guy, and it's going to go right into the back of the wiper switch. All right, and that's what lights up the wiper switch. That's not LED, that's just a regular bulb, and that's the back of the wiper switch. Now the wipers will light up when the headlights are on. So these would be the last two bulbs that I have to do. These are the under panels under the instrument cluster. So we'll pull these out. Pull that out. So these are all replacements. I'll put these hooks. Here we go. There's one. All right. So there they go. All right, so I just wanted to show you the finished product on the LED while it was very bright and sunny out. See what you think.